tonight's journey of tranquility. Before we begin our story, if you enjoy this soothing content, please do take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more calming narratives to help you drift into a peaceful slumber. Tonight, we invite you to the gentle shores of Aethelmere, a quiet village nestled beside the Sapphire Sea, where you'll join a traveller who discovers the healing power of the sea's rhythm. But first, we will begin with a short breathing guidance to help you settle in and unwind. If you prefer to skip ahead to the story, you can find the chapter timestamps in the description below. Now, let's begin by finding a comfortable position, allowing your body to sink into your bed or chair, feeling fully supported and at ease. Adjust your blankets or pillow to create a cozy, welcoming space for rest. Gently close your eyes if that feels comfortable, and bring your attention to your breath. Feel the air as it enters and leaves your body, a natural rhythm that connects you to the present moment. There's no need to change your breath, simply observe its gentle flow. Let's take a few breaths together now. Gently inhale through your nose, as though you are breathing in the calming scent of the sea air, allowing the breath to flow smoothly and naturally. Then exhale slowly and softly through your mouth, like a gentle wave receding from the shore. With each inhale, imagine drawing in the peaceful energy of the Sapphire Sea, and with each exhale, allow any tension or worries to drift away, carried out to the depths of the ocean. Feel your muscles softening and your mind becoming more still with every gentle breath. If your mind wanders, that's perfectly natural. Simply acknowledge the thoughts and, like a gentle breeze, allow them to drift by without judgment. Then, gently guide your attention back to your breath or to the sound of my voice. There is nothing you need to do now except relax, let go, and allow the gentle rhythm of the story to carry you towards sleep. Let us now embark upon our tranquil journey to the serene shores of the Sapphire Sea. Chapter 1. Arrival at Aethelmere. The journey had been long, and the road behind Mara seemed to stretch back into the mists of a forgotten dream. The sun, a gentle orb of honeyed light, was beginning to dip towards the horizon as she reached the crest of a small hill. From there, she could see the village of Aethelmere spread out before her, nestled beside the tranquil expanse of the Sapphire Sea. Whitewashed cottages, like gentle doves resting by the shore, dotted the landscape, their roofs aglow in the soft evening light. The air was still and carried with it the gentle scent of salt and sea blossoms, a welcome balm for her weary spirit. As she descended the hill, Mara could hear the soothing sounds of the waves lapping against the shore. The rhythm was gentle and consistent, like a lullaby whispered by the sea itself. It was a sound that seemed to seep into her very bones, easing the tension that had been coiled tight within her. The village was quiet, and the pace seemed unhurried, a stark contrast to the bustling city she had left behind. There was a feeling of peace that hung in the air, an unspoken invitation to slow down, to breathe, to simply be. She made her way towards the village, her steps lighter now, as if the simple act of arriving had already begun to lift her burdens. The cobblestone path beneath her feet felt cool and smooth, the small stones worn passage of time and gentle feet. She passed small gardens where blossoms swayed gently in the evening breeze, releasing their sweet perfume into the air. The scent was so soothing, so comforting, that she took a moment to simply inhale, letting the calmness seep into her. The inn, named the Mariner's Rest, was located near the centre of the village, and it looked warm and inviting, with soft lights spilling from its windows. Mara stepped inside to find a cosy common room, the scent of herbal tea hanging in the air. A woman with kind eyes and a warm smile stood behind the counter. Her name was Lyra, the innkeeper, and she welcomed Mara with a soft voice that seemed to caress the very edges of her weariness. Lyra's voice was like gentle, lilting music as she offered Mara a room with a window overlooking the sea. The room itself was simple and comfortable, with a bed draped in clean linen and a view that stretched out across the Sapphire Sea. The sound of the waves was now a constant and comforting presence, a gentle reminder of the world's steady rhythm. Mara felt a sense of profound gratitude, as if the sea itself was welcoming her home. She washed her face with cool, clear water, the gentle splashing sound adding to the tranquil atmosphere, then sat by the window, gazing out at the water. The Sapphire Sea shimmered under the last rays of the setting sun, each ripple catching the light and reflecting it back in a gentle, sparkling dance. The colours of the sky were changing, from soft blues and yellows to hues of gentle pinks and purples, each shade blending into the next like watercolour paints on parchment. Mara inhaled deeply, letting the scent of sea air fill her lungs, the scent a calming balm. She could feel her muscles slowly relaxing and her mind gradually quieting down. The cares that had plagued her before seemed to be receding, like the tide moving away from the shore. There was a calmness spreading through her, a sense of peace she had not felt in a very long time. As twilight began to settle over Aethelmere, Mara settled into her bed, feeling the gentle softness of the linen against her skin. The soothing rhythm of the waves was a constant, like a heartbeat, a steady and reassuring presence. She closed her eyes and allowed herself to drift into sleep, embraced by the gentle quiet of the village and the comforting presence of the Sapphire Sea. Chapter 2. The Rhythm of the Tides. The morning sun rose gently over the horizon, casting a soft golden light across the village of Aethelmere. Mara awoke to the sound of the waves, a rhythm that had become as familiar to her as her own heartbeat. The air was fresh and cool, carrying the same gentle scent of salt and sea blossoms that had welcomed her the previous evening. She rose, dressed, and stepped out into the quiet morning, drawn to the shore by the tranquil call of the sea. The beach was nearly deserted, save for a few seabirds that swooped and soared along the shoreline. The sand beneath her feet was cool and soft, yielding gently to each step. Mara walked along the water's edge, watching as the waves gently rolled in, each one carrying with it a sense of peaceful rhythm. She observed how the tide seemed to flow in and out with a consistent grace, embracing the shore and then gently returning to the depths of the sea. She sat down on a smooth, sun-warmed rock and closed her eyes, letting the sounds of the sea wash over her. The gentle lapping of the waves, the soft calls of the seabirds, the distant murmur of the wind. They all seemed to blend into a harmonious melody. She breathed deeply, inhaling the salty air, allowing herself to be fully present in this moment. There was a calmness in this place, a feeling of being cradled by the sea's gentle embrace. She spent a long while simply watching the waves, lost in the simplicity of their movements. Each wave would rise, crest, and then gently fall onto the shore, leaving behind small rivulets of foam that slowly receded back into the water. It was like watching time itself unfold, each moment flowing gently into the next, without hurry or concern. The cycle of the tide seemed to mirror the natural rhythm of life itself, a constant and reassuring cycle of renewal and release. As the morning wore on, Mara began to feel a sense of calm spreading through her. The anxieties that had plagued her before seemed to be slowly receding, like the tide drawing away from the shore, leaving behind a sense of quietude. She found a sense of comfort in the gentle repetition of the sea's movements, each wave a soft reminder of the world's steady, unhurried pace. There was an almost meditative quality to simply watching the ebb and flow of the tide, a sense of presence and connection to something much larger than herself. She noticed the subtle changes that occurred with each passing moment, the colours of the water shifting with the light, from soft blues to gentle greens, the tiny seashells that lay scattered along the shoreline, each one a unique piece of the sea's artistry, the tiny crabs that scurried across the sand, their movements quick and purposeful, yet somehow fitting within the gentle rhythm of the beach. With each step, each breath, Mara felt more and more connected to the tranquility of Aethelmere. The sea seemed to be whispering secrets to her, secrets of peace and acceptance. The simple act of observing the tides was becoming a kind of gentle meditation, a way to quiet her mind and soothe her soul. The worries that had burdened her before began to feel less pressing, less urgent. As the sun climbed higher into the sky, Mara stood up, feeling refreshed and renewed. She carried with her the gentle rhythm of the tides, a quiet sense of peace that she knew would stay with her throughout the day. She turned back towards the village, her steps light and easy, her heart filled with a sense of gratitude for the simple beauty of the Sapphire Sea. Chapter 3. Whispers of the Sea. The afternoon sun cast long, gentle shadows across the village as Mara wandered along the coastline, her steps guided by the soothing sound of the waves. She had spent the morning observing the rhythm of the tides, and she felt a growing sense of connection to the Sapphire Sea, an understanding that it held something more than just water and waves. She walked along a small, winding path that led away from the village, curiosity drawing her farther along the shore. The path eventually led her to a hidden cove, sheltered by rocky cliffs that seemed to embrace the water. It was a secluded space, untouched by the bustle of the village, and the air here carried an even deeper sense of quietude. The sound of the waves was softer here, as if the sea itself was whispering a secret. In the centre of the cove, Mara noticed an old, weathered stone, its surface covered in symbols that seemed to pulse with a faint inner light. She approached the stone slowly, her fingers gently tracing the strange symbols carved into its surface. They seemed to shift and flow like the waves themselves, from her reverie, and she turned to see an elderly fisherman standing nearby. His name was Ronan, and he had kind eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of the sea. He approached her slowly, his steps as unhurried as the tide itself. He smiled softly, as if he had been expecting her, and sat down on a nearby rock. Ronan began to share stories of the Sapphire Sea, tales passed down through generations of fishermen who had lived and worked alongside its waters. He spoke of the sea's gentle power, its ability to heal and soothe, and how those who truly listened could hear its whispers. He told her that the sea had a rhythm, a language, and those who were quiet enough to hear it would understand its secrets. He explained that the stone was called the Stone of Tides, a place where the sea's energy was amplified. He told Mara that these symbols represented the different phases of the tides, and that by focusing on them, one could connect with the heart of the sea itself. He said that the sea did not just move, it communicated, and it had a very particular language. Mara listened intently to Ronan, her mind and heart absorbing his words, like the sand absorbs the seawater. She felt a growing sense of understanding, a feeling that she was finally finding her place in this quiet world. She was not just a visitor, but a part of the gentle rhythm of this place, connected to the sea in ways she had not imagined before. As the afternoon light grew softer, Ronan and Mara continued to sit by the Stone of Tides, their conversation moving like gentle waves. He shared his memories of the sea, of the stars reflecting off the surface at night, the creatures that lived within, and the profound peace he had found through the constant presence of the ocean. The sound of the waves was a soft, steady hum that echoed through the cove, a comforting presence. With a gentle smile, Ronan bid Mara farewell, leaving her by the stone, bathed in the soft golden light. She placed her hand on the stone once again, closed her eyes, and listened, not just with her ears, but with her entire being. She could almost hear the whispers of the sea, a gentle lullaby that seemed to wrap around her like a warm embrace, inviting her deeper into the tranquility of the moment. Chapter 4. The Dance of Starlight. As evening descended upon Aethelmere, the sky was transformed into a canvas of deep blues and purples, sprinkled with the gentle glimmer of starlight. Mara, having spent the afternoon by the Stone of Tides, felt a profound sense of calm and connection to the Sapphire Sea. The rhythm of the waves, the whispers she had begun to hear, all seemed to be guiding her deeper into a state of peaceful awareness. She made her way back to the village, where the soft glow of lanterns illuminated the cobblestone paths. The air was filled with the gentle murmur of conversations, laughter, and the soft strumming of a guitar. The village was preparing for its evening gathering, a simple affair where the people of Aethelmere would come together to share stories, songs, and the quiet comfort of each other's company. She found a quiet spot near the edge of the village, overlooking the sea. The starlight was reflected on the water, creating a shimmering display of light that seemed to stretch out towards the horizon. Mara took a deep breath, the air cool and crisp, carrying with it the familiar scent of sea salt and the subtle sweetness of night-blooming flowers. It felt as if the night itself was breathing gently, creating a feeling of profound peace. The villagers began to gather, bringing with them simple cushions, blankets, and small lanterns. Lyra, the innkeeper, greeted Mara Mara with a warm smile, inviting her to join them. She settled into a spot near the centre of the gathering, surrounded by the soft murmur of conversations and the gentle strumming of the guitar. The mood was light, warm, and soothing, as if they were all being embraced by a shared sense of tranquility. As the night deepened, the villagers began to share stories and songs, each one resonating with the tranquil nature of the sea. Tales of gentle heroes, of hidden coves, and of the magical creatures that were said to inhabit the depths of the water. The songs were slow and melodic, with harmonies that seemed to drift on the evening breeze. The voices blended together, creating a sound as soothing as the gentle lapping of the waves. The focus of the gathering shifted from stories to the sea itself as the villagers began pointing toward the water. Mara noticed a soft, luminous glow that shimmered beneath the surface. It was bioluminescence, a magical dance of light that created an otherworldly scene along the edge of the sea. The gentle blue light pulsed softly with the movement of the waves. As she watched the bioluminescence, Mara felt as though she was witnessing a hidden realm, a secret world of beauty and wonder. The light shimmered, danced, and flowed, each movement as gentle and graceful as the waves themselves. There was a soothing rhythm to the light, an ebb and flow that seemed to mirror her own breath. She closed her eyes and allowed herself to become one with the soft glow, her spirit at rest. The evening continued with quiet contemplation and soft music, and the villagers slowly drifting into a comfortable and relaxed state. Mara remained by the water's edge, letting the gentle light and the soothing sounds wash over her. As the night deepened, a sense of deep peace settled over her, a feeling of being embraced by the gentle magic of the sea. She knew that she was becoming more attuned to this place and the rhythm that had been beckoning her from the moment she arrived. Chapter 5. Finding Stillness. The first light of dawn painted the sky with gentle hues of pink and gold as Mara awoke, feeling a profound sense of peace. The sounds of the waves were a comforting presence, and the air carried with it a familiar scent of sea salt and blossoms. She rose slowly, stretching her limbs, and felt a sense of lightness and ease within her. She knew, with a certainty that settled deep within her, that she had found something truly special in Aethelmere. She stepped outside and walked towards the beach, where she found Ronan sitting by the edge of the water. He smiled gently, as if expecting her, and motioned for her to sit beside him. The two of them sat in silence for a while, listening to the rhythm of the sea and watching as the sun slowly climbed above the horizon, casting a golden glow over the water. The quiet companionship was soothing and comfortable, two souls at rest beside the eternal ocean. Mara spoke of her journey, of the worries and anxieties she had carried with her, and how the gentle rhythm of the sea had slowly washed them away. She spoke of the stone of tides, of the whispers she had begun to hear, and of the magical dance of starlight upon the water. Ronan listened patiently, his eyes filled with a deep understanding. He shared a tale of his own journey, one of finding solace in the constant presence of the sea. He explained that the Sapphire Sea was not just a body of water, but a entirety, with a heartbeat and a soul. He said that it had the power to heal, to soothe, and to guide those who were open to its gentle embrace. He told her that the key was to embrace the rhythm of the water, to allow its ebb and flow to become a part of her own, and that the sea would never abandon her. Mara spent the remainder of the morning by the shore, reflecting on her time in Aethelmere. She had arrived a weary traveller, burdened by the weight of her past, but she was leaving with a lightness and peace she had not thought possible. She understood the wisdom of the sea's steady rhythm, the gentle ebb and flow of life, and how embracing it could bring a sense of deep tranquility. She was ready to move forward with a heart full of calm and acceptance. She returned to the village, shared a gentle farewell with Lyra and the other villagers, and expressed her gratitude for their warmth and kindness. There was a sense of belonging in this small village, a feeling that she had found a home in the gentle rhythm of the sea. She promised to return one day, to once again find solace in the peace of Aethelmere. As she began her journey, the sound of the waves accompanied her, a gentle reminder of the Sapphire Sea. The breeze carried the scent of sea blossoms, and she could still feel the warmth of the sun on her skin. She carried with her the rhythm of the tides, the whispers of the sea, and the deep sense of calm that had settled within her. Her spirit was at rest, and her heart was full. And so the traveller continued her journey, forever changed by the gentle magic of the Sapphire Sea, carrying with her the stillness and peace she had found in the heart of Aethelmere. She had learned the secrets of the tides, the rhythm of life, and the importance of finding a space of deep calm within herself. The listener too could embrace this calm and gentle quiet, drifting peacefully to sleep as they too allowed themselves to rest in the peaceful presence of the Sapphire Sea.